Hey guys. Okay, so this week on the Distractoids, we are going to be talking about books. Mainly our favorite books, I guess you could say. I don't know. Mega has finally put her video up, but I have yet to watch it, so I'm just kind of going freelance here. Well, actually, no, it's loading, and I'll watch the first 30 seconds of it out of 6 minutes, which hopefully this time I can actually beat her. I doubt it. Anyway, books. I started reading when I was really young. I read a lot of books in the library, and I got really mad whenever I ran out of books I could read that I liked. I have like a specific type of book I like. I don't quite know what it is. I just mainly like sci-fi, not really scientific, like fantasy things. I also like things that are written about kids like around our age, my age, whoever's watching this. Like 16, 15, 17, around there. It's also kind of weird that I like more depressing books than happy books. But let me go over some of the books I like. Since my friends and I have like a big book collection because we love them so much, I just chose like 4 quick books off of my shelf. And I'm gonna go over them. I guess I'll just start with like the first one, which is called Rising Dragons. It's a series of 4 out of the books, out of the Dragons in Our Mist book. It has like 2 series kind of that intermingle. The first series is this one, I believe. But the second series has like a book that's like a prelude to this. And then it had, no, prelude, whatever. And then the other 3 books in it come after this series happens. I don't remember them all, but it's a Christian-based series that my mom started me on. She got me the first book, and it kind of drags on for a while, and it's about dragons and God and other such stuff. But it's a really good series if you if you are looking for something that's kind of fantasy surrounded, I guess. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to follow sometimes. Like it has really in-depth. It's hard. The second book I got is one of my more recent books. It's called The Body Finder. It is by Kimberly Gerling. See, now, what bothers me is when people put their names in here and they put it in cursive on both the front and on the inside, so I can't read what their name says. Though I'm sure it's somewhere in here. Nope, cursive. Okay. This is another book I recently found. It's about a girl who could sense bodies that had been murdered, as well as what murdered them. Mainly it started out with like animals. Like she'd find a raccoon or something that some dog had eaten or killed, and then other such things. It's a really good book. It's one of the more recent ones I read. But yeah, she has to go through all this crap, and then they use her as an investigation and stuff. The third book I'm going to show is another one that I have gotten recently. It's called Willow. It's about a girl's struggle to go through life whenever she's having a lot of emotional problems. She does cut herself. Yes, self-mutilation, blah 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 blah, because it makes her feel better. I have a lot of stories that are like people are hurting, they're hurting themselves, but most of the times they actually find somebody that helps them. Like, see, 2 hands, yeah, get it, help. But each book's dependent on whatever. The fourth book I want to show you is by my all-time favorite author. He writes like a mix of sci-fi, scientific, fantasy stories. His name is John Saul. John Saul. This is the Blackstone Chronicles. It's like 5 books. Wait. 6 books. Put it all in one. And John Saul is a writer. He writes and he plays with the reader's mind as well as the character's mind, and it's usually, they're really good, but they're kind of older books, like I guess younger. All I'm saying is people that are not able to handle the images that he's gonna put in your head should not be reading this. There's some gore in them and all this other stuff. Like this one, especially. Each book is named after a different object, and each object kills the person somehow. Yeah. Other stories by him are, I have a lot. Oh yeah, Willow. Sorry, I forgot to say this. Rising Dragons is by Brian Davis. His Dragons in Their Mist series. And Willow is by Julia Hoban. H-O-B-A-N. There's a few other series I really want to talk about, but I can't remember. There's this one series, it's all about this lady. And she was a... what's the word? Social service worker, I guess, but at the same time she was a special ed teacher, maybe. And she worked with a lot of kids that had been abused, and she would tell their story. And I hate to admit it, but I love sad stories, like I said. So abuse stories go in there with that, and it's kind of sad. Oh, I have one more story to show that I kind of liked. No, I was gonna show you Hush Hush, but I decided against it. Right now, I have a humongous pile of books I have to read. Oh! I'm slow. Crap. Ha! I found 2 more series. The first series, which is a really good series, it's called, it starts with The Summoning and goes on to The Awakening. And it has, I believe, 4 stories. I have all 4 of them, but I don't know where the books are. People borrow them. Maybe it's 3. I don't know. It hasn't finished yet, so I'm just struggling to stay in there so I can get my last book. Yeah, that's a really good series. It has to do with, like, it more or less says that there's an underground world full of supernatural people, like witches, wizards, necromancers, werewolves, vampires, etc. And it's really good. The second one I want to show you, I did not grab the first book in this series because I cannot find it. It is called The Immortals books by Tamora Pierce. Her first book is Wild Magic, and it is amazing. I really like it. It's like another the whole world. It's like the world is like kind of olden days, like cabins and stuff. But at the same time, people have magic, and there's a ton of gods. Like each animal has a different god, and then there's a god over all the animals in general and all that other stuff. And I have the first one, and no, this is the second one and the third book, which is Wolf Speaker and Emperor Mage. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Right now I have a ton of books I really want to read because I bought them recently, but I'm not able to read them because I have summer reading to do. I've already read The Great Gatsby and The Grapes of Wrath, but now I have to read, what is the third book? The Scarlet Letter. As soon as I finish it, I'm jumping back into my books, and I will talk about them whenever the time comes, because I don't know how good they are. You've seen my other books on my shelf, so you can come to your own conclusions about that. Okay, I keep looking at the screen, and it's bothering me, because I feel like whenever my video finally comes on, I'm going to be looking at the screen instead of you. Okay, thanks a lot.